What is up, my beautiful film fanatics? Welcome back to the Film Frontline. I am so hyped you're here because today we are tackling something massive. We are diving into the brand new trailer for Focus Features' highly anticipated documentary, The AI Doc, or How I Became an Apocalyptimist. If the title alone doesn't give you minor anxiety, the subject matter definitely will. Grab your iced matcha, get comfortable, because we are unpacking the tech, the terror, and the absolute tea behind what could be the most important documentary of 2026. Let's get right into the breakdown. So, the creative pedigree behind this film is completely unhinged, in the best way possible. We have Daniel Roher, the Oscar-winning director behind Navalny, teaming up with Charlie Tyrell. But here is the ultimate flex. It's produced by Daniel Kwan and Jonathan Wang. Yes, the literal geniuses who gave us Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. We also have Shane Boris and Diane Becker in the mix. This is a dream team, and they are bringing total main character energy to the documentary space. The premise? It's giving major millennial and Gen Z existential crisis. Director Daniel Roher is expecting a baby, and he starts spiraling about whether it's safe to bring a child into a world where artificial intelligence is evolving at warp speed. He literally goes on a global quest, interviewing the biggest heavy hitters in Silicon Valley. We're talking sit-downs with OpenAI's Sam Altman, Anthropic's Dario Amodei, and Google DeepMind's Demis Hassabis. The documentary breaks this down into two massive camps. On one side, you have the doomerists. These are the experts warning us about artificial general intelligence, or AGI, essentially saying we are building the tool that could wipe us out. Then you have the accelerationists. These are the tech bros promising us an absolute utopia. They're pitching AI as the magical cure for cancer, climate change, and global poverty. Roher is stuck in the middle, trying to figure out if we're headed for an apocalypse or a golden age, which brings us to the movie's whole vibe, becoming an apocalyptimist. Now, let's talk industry implications, because my Hollywood girlies know that AI is the most toxic buzzword in the industry right now. We literally just saw writers and actors on the picket lines fighting for their careers against AI taking their jobs. If this documentary leans too heavily into the tech bro apologist narrative, the artistic community is going to rip it to shreds. The stakes for how this film portrays the future of art and human labor are sky high. As for the pros and cons based on the early buzz out of Sundance, there's a lot to unpack. On the pro side, the visual storytelling is apparently stunning. It fights information overload with creative overload. Roher uses these gorgeous animations, like visualizing an actual anxiety mountain, to make the complex tech jargon super digestible and grounded. It takes this massive, intimidating concept and filters it through the intensely personal, relatable lens of a father just wanting to protect his kid. It's emotionally driven and incredibly engaging. But we have to look at the cons. Some critics are already calling the film out for feeling a little toothless. The biggest critique is that it hands the microphone over to these billionaire tech CEOs and lets them give a glossy sales pitch without holding their feet to the fire. There's a massive conversation missing here about class and wealth inequality. Sure, AI might create a utopia for the 1%, but what about the rest of us? The film reportedly skips over the reality that this technology could widen the wealth gap in a brutal way. It asks a lot of questions, but maybe doesn't push the billionaires hard enough for the real, gritty answers. Okay, it is time for the Film Frontline opinion. Honestly, besties, I am so torn. On one hand, the premise is deeply relatable. Anyone who is even thinking about their future right now is carrying around that exact same anxiety mountain Roher is talking about. I love that the filmmakers are trying to find a middle ground instead of just selling us pure doom and gloom. It's a very human approach to an inherently non-human subject. However, I'm going to keep it 100% real with you. I need documentaries to challenge the status quo, not just give it a platform. If you are sitting across from the guys who are actively disrupting the job market and monetizing our data, you need to ask the hard, uncomfortable questions. I want to see the pushback. I don't just want to hear how AI is going to cure diseases. I want to know who is going to be able to afford the cure. While I am obsessed with the creative team and will absolutely be seated in the theater on opening day, I'm bringing a healthy dose of skepticism with my popcorn. I want the truth, not just a Silicon Valley PR spin. So, I have to know where you all stand on this. Are you an AI doomer, a tech accelerationist, or are you joining the apocalyptimist club? And more importantly, will you be checking out the AI doc when it hits theaters on March 27th? Sound off in the comments below because I want to read every single one of your takes. If you loved this deep dive and want to stay ahead of all the biggest news and reviews in Hollywood, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and join the Film Frontline. Until next time, stay confident, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next video.